everybody, it's Mary Ellen from Create With Me, and I'm here in the Creativity Nest for another episode of Teach Me Tuesday. So I've been kind of highlighting some of the gorgeous, it's beautiful paper that we have right now. This is probably, I don't know, I think it's some of the prettiest paper we've had throughout my career, and that's 21 years with Stampin' Up. The papers are outstanding. So sometimes when we've got beautiful, gorgeous designer series paper, one, we don't want to cut it because it's so pretty. But the thing is about this paper is a lot of it is the free paper for celebration. So go ahead and cut it. But two, we want to highlight that paper. So over the course of the last couple weeks, I've been trying to highlight some of the designer series paper using fancy folds that highlight how beautiful the paper is. So today's not going to be any different. We're going to highlight another beautiful paper that's from the celebration brochure. That's from January and February. You can, for every $50, you can get this pack of paper for free. And we're going to be using a bundle that coordinates with this beautiful paper. So let me take you down to my desk. Okay, so the paper we're going to highlight this time is from the celebration brochure. Here's the celebration brochure, and is on page 8, and it is softly stippled. This is the gorgeous softly stippled paper, and I've got it here in front of me, and I want to show you. This is the pattern side. Hi, Vita. This is the pattern side. It's beautiful. So beautiful. And then on the other side, I'm going to turn these. These are the three that we're using today, so I've used a lot of it. These three are the I guess design side of these. And here's the design side on these papers. So these papers are just beautiful. Now, you may have looked at this paper at first and thought, because they show you this paper here. Now, at first when I looked at it, I thought, well, that's fall. I'm not ready for fall. I don't want to do fall. But when you get into the paper, the patterns itself are just gorgeous. So one of the other cards we highlighted was this card here, using the Flight and Airy. That's also a celebration paper. And it's just a fun way to showcase a lot of paper, a lot of the different designs. Here we did the Perennial lavender paper. If you remember, you can go back and look at the videos for those, just highlighting a lot of paper. So today we're going to do a fold, and we're going to use the stamp set stippled roses along with the dies. These are the dies that go along with stippled roses. You have some that cut out the images, and then some that are self-contained images. That means they cut them out. They use them, but they don't coordinate as far as cutting out a special image. They coordinate, but not the image. Then we're going to use the words from Perennial Postage. And the reason that you'll see in a minute, the reason why I used the words from Perennial Postage for this, because I needed 3 different greetings for this card, because you open it and it's got 2, a mini card and a regular card. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the pieces that you need to create this card. So you're going to have one piece that is 5.5 by 10. So 5.5 by 10 is going to leave you a 3-inch strip right here that goes down to here. We're going to use that 3-inch strip and cut it down to 7. So 5.5 by 10 and then 7 by 3. Okay, and these are going to be your 2 cards. This one we're going to fold in half, and this one I'm going to bring in my trimmer scorer, and so that you can see what the scores are. Also, you can look up in the description of the video, whether you're watching it on Facebook Live or you're watching it on YouTube. All the measurements and the scoring is up in the description. So you're going to score at 4.25, 4.25, and you're going to score at 8.5. So 4.25 and 8.5. And that's going to be our card base. So we're done with this. Let's get that out of the way. And we'll go ahead and fold up the card, and you'll see, let me get my bone folder, how this card comes together and how we're going to use all this designer series paper. So you can see right here, standard card base with a little flap that's going to go over, right? It's going to go over the top just like that. Then we've got this little card, and it's going to come in like this. So it's going to open here. You're going to have your message here. Then this is glued on here, and it's going to open here. And it's a great way to highlight a lot of designer series paper. So this card, once we do that, is going to come together really fast. So we've got 2 pieces of paper that are 5 1/4 designer series paper. You can use any designer series paper. I'm just happen to be using the Softly Stippled. 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. You're going to need 1, and I couldn't decide which design. I'm going to show you one that uses this because I put one together using this. So I've already got that. So I think I'm kind of partial to this, but I think that I'm going to go ahead and use just this brushstroke paper because I'm using this piece on the inside. So I've got a piece here that is, I got to think of a minute, 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. Then I've got the regular standard base, which is 5 1/4 by 4. I've got my layers for the inside, and I've got my layers for the inside of my mini card, and that's what I'm going to call it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put on the designer series paper. Let me make sure this is creased really good so that it closes as much as possible. We're going to start, and I'm going to use my liquid adhesive. I love this pool party texture paper. It's just so pretty. Hi, Kelly. I hope you're having a good time in Florida, and I know it's warmer than it is here because this morning it was 18 below wind chill. So you enjoy Florida. I've been following you on Facebook a little bit, so I've kind of been watching. So I'm so glad you're tuning in. Then you're going to put this little piece of designer series paper on the inside flap. So it's going to be on the inside, just a coordinated color like that. Then we are going to use this paper. And I think out of all of them, this is probably my favorite. I love this little flower, and I love that it's pool party. I really do enjoy the color of that pool party. And we're going to put it right here. So what we're doing is we're highlighting a lot of different designer series paper. So that's what we've got so far. Now we're going to work on our little base card, and that's where this piece comes in. This is going to be the top 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. Now we can put in our layers. Let me bring them in over here. We're going to leave the white because we're going to do some stamping on that, but we can put in our layers on the inside, and it's going to be opposite of what you're thinking. It's going to open from the left, so don't get confused on that. Well, it wouldn't matter here. You could just turn it over, but when you put your image in, your stamped image, you're going to want to have it this way. So put it just like that. Then this one is ready to be glued to the front of the card, and we're going to just glue it just like that. So it's going to open here, and then the whole card's going to open. We only want adhesive on this part of the flap, because if we get it down here, then the whole card's going to close and we're not going to be able to use it. So we just want it near the fold, maybe about 1 inch. And we're going to lay it right on the fold. And I'm going to go up a little bit off center. I'm going to go up a little bit on the high side. So you see that I've only got about, 1 inch here, and I've got about 1 3/4 inches down there. Got a little bit of glue there. Okay, so I'm going to just hold that on. I can open it up and press it just like that. And then I can put my layer on the inside. So there's lots of cardstock, and it is thick, but it's a great way to feature your designer series paper. It's beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to bring in some scrap paper, and the first thing I'm going to do is take my pool party, and I'm going to stamp this little rose right here. Hi, Nancy. Stamp that little rose just like that, and then we can die cut that. I have the dies. I don't need to die cut it, but you're going to die cut it here. I've got it pre-die cut for you. So that one's going to come out of that. Then we are going to die cut this out of wild wheat, and I've done that already, so you can see that. And I've got my little rose die cut here, so I've got that. I didn't take out the inserts. You can pop those inserts out, but because my paper was a little bit on the busy side, I didn't do that. Then I'm going to bring in some wild wheat, and you'll see the difference. I think you'll be able to tell. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, I want to pop out those little pieces. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Can you see there's little pieces right here? Actually, I can take it out of here because I'm going to. So this little piece pops out, and it makes the leaf If I was using a solid under there, then that would be really, really pretty. But I'm not. So actually, I only want these 3 leaves up here. So I'm going to remove that and set that aside. I'm not even going to use that on this card, but I have it if I need it for another card. And I've got the rose right here. And then I stamped the words "Here for You Always." And then I cut those out. I'm not going to make you watch me cut those out. Thank you for the nice comment, Nancy. I really appreciate it. And now I'm going to do a little stamping. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper, which I covered up here with my stamp set. So let me bring in my scrap paper. I'm going to set my pieces aside. And here on this one, it's the big front's going to say "Here for You Always." The inside is going to say "Big Hugs," and I'm stamping everything with wild wheat as far as the greetings. Big hugs. My stamp is mounted crooked, so I'm going to turn that over and see if I can do a better job. I couldn't remember which way to go on it. That's better. And then on the inside piece, I'm going to say, "I know you will get through this," right? I know you will get through this. I'm here for you always. Big hugs. I know you'll get through this. I can guarantee that every one of us can think of somebody in our lives that we need to send this card to right now. It's just that it's January, it's gloomy, it's cold, it's dark. It's just that time of the year where sometimes we just get down in the dumps. So I'm going to just stamp the little leaves in the pool party. That goes on my inside. I'm going to stamp a border of leaves right around my big hugs, and that goes in my baby card. And now we're ready to put it together. Okay, and that's all there is to it. It's not a lot. So let's go ahead and glue this on. And I'm just using liquid glue today. It's actually working today. I know you will get through this. We're going to close that and we're going to say "Big Hugs." Just like so. Okay, so that goes like that. And then here we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of our leaves. That way we'll ensure that little piece won't pop out. And we're just going to mount that there. We're going to put some dimensionals. I'm going to put some dimensionals on these roses. Tell me what your favorite designer series paper is right now out of either the mini catalog or the celebration catalog, if you've seen them. If you've seen them, make a comment and let me know what's your favorite. I've been just dying for that Flight and Airy, but then I live in the nest, so I totally love anything that has to do with birds. Okay, and then I'm going to use glue and glue this one flat. I don't want to pop it up. And then we're going to add some gems. So we're going to say, "I'm here for you always." You know, I did forget something. I just realized, but I think it's not too late to add it. I forgot to add a little bit. I think I wanted a little linen thread bow, big and loopy. I'm not going to stress over the way I made it. I'm just going to do a big and loopy. And since I'm going to see if I can kind of peel this off a little and pop it in there. There you go, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to add some of these gems. These gems, thank you, Kelly. These gems are also free celebration item. They're kind of hidden. You don't really see them. I'm not sure if I can bring this in and show you. Do you mind? I'm going to show you where they're at because I think people are not seeing that that's something that you can earn for free. I think it might be on that same page with that paper. Here they are. See, they're tucked in behind. Opaque faceted gems, free with a $50 order. There's 3 times this many. But I'm going to use the pool party with my take your pick tool. And I'm going to put them on my card just like this. What? Come on. Right there. So, so pretty. I lost one gem. Okay, let me move my things out of the way so you can see it. So here's a card. It's just fun. And it's highlighted right here on the front, 3 different pieces of that designer series paper. Here for you always, big hugs. I know you will get through here. And then there's your 4th piece of paper. So just gorgeous way to highlight the designer series paper. Here's my favorite, Flight and Airy, although this is coming in a good second. I love this paper, and I really used the most adored. I will say that I really love that paper too. But here's a nice way to showcase designer series paper using fancy folds and making the designer series paper really be the showcase of your cards. You don't need a lot of stamping, just a little bit of stamping, a little bit of greeting, and then let the paper shine. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. All the measurements, all the scoring are in the in the video description. Please help yourself. Go create and be happy. Bye, everybody.